Hello from wonderful France. We have a lovely castle in the background, I don't know if you can see, and a beautiful French flag. Anyway, look at the World Rugby rankings. The top 12 teams are the 12 teams that are playing in the Nations Championship. We're seeing this more and more throughout the years, and it's kind of always been the case with rugby, right? I mean, I remember when there were the 5 nations, right? Italy were welcomed inside, they could start competing in the 6 nations, but will there ever be a 7 nations? Will there ever be room for expansion? Or is rugby doomed to be played between the top 10, 12 sides for the rest of its days? That's what I want to talk about today. I'm quite surprised that Fiji and Japan were even included in the Nations Championship. I did have no doubt about Italy and Wales. Italy and Wales will always be invited. They'll always play in the top leagues of rugby. Do you know why? It's all about the money. That's why Georgia, even if they've beaten Italy on their day, they've beaten Wales on their day, and they have proven that they can compete in the 6 nations with a bit of help and the right conditions to be able to do so. They won't be accepted anytime soon. They won't be accepted in any major tournament for the sake of it anytime soon. And that relies, in my opinion, and it's quite clear to understand, on finances. Georgia is a Tier 2 nation. I mean, it's not only for rugby, it's a country with low purchasing power, quite a bunch of poverty. There are some growing regions, but having been to Georgia actually a couple of times, I can tell you it's a very nice place. But it's not the wealthiest of places, and so are other countries really that participate in the top 10. I mean, South Africa isn't part of the wealthiest. Wales isn't part of the wealthiest nations if you look at it. But they have enough of a rugby culture, enough of a population, and enough eyeballs on the sport, especially South Africa, that of course they're going to play in the major tournaments such as the Nations Championship. I just want to spark this debate really because, World Rugby have made it quite clear in the past that they just want the money. Rugby needs the money. This is why I also wanted to talk about Qatar. I heard that Qatar were looking at maybe hosting some finals or some very important games in Qatar. I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia will get into the race too. If you're telling me that, and I don't think that this will be a bad idea, by the way. I think that rugby needs money, but as long as that money is therefore then used for other teams to be able to compete also in the future World Cups, right? If the money is only spread between the Boks, England and New Zealand every time, then what's the point? What's the point of even sort of hosting these tournaments in Qatar? But if there's a Rugby World Cup final in Qatar and the entire world sort of tunes in on TV, right? And Qatar are happy, Qatar give the money away, then I think that that's a win for rugby. What would be even better than hosting in Qatar would be obviously hosted in a rugby nation. But when's the next World Cup? In the USA? After Australia. Is Australia a rugby nation, a rugby union nation anymore? Arguable. Is the USA a rugby nation? No, but do we need the USA to become a rugby nation? I think that would be very useful. I hope you can hear me, by the way, guys. The wind here is a little bit crazy. I'm going to have a coffee in a cafe, and it is close to 40 degrees in France, believe it or not. So I am drenched in sweat. It's not easy to talk about rugby on a camera, is it? And there's everyone passing by me thinking that I'm a weird guy hanging his phone up in the air. But I wish everyone here would understand that World Rugby are doing the wrong thing by excluding Tier 2 nations. I dream of having Tier 2 and Tier 3 nations participate in the World Cup. I would love a Rugby World Cup to expand to 32 teams, but also have it like possible, right? Where Uruguay could compete against the All Blacks, where Germany could give a good game to France, where Poland could give a good game to England. Some beautiful stuff like that. But how long will that be until that's even a thing, until that's even possible? Probably never. But I think that the Nations Championship is the final kind of nail in the coffin, that will permanently erase Tier 2 rugby from ever being competitive again. The likes of Uruguay, Georgia, Spain that were doing quite well, Portugal I think we're doing all right. I think that they're not going to be able to compete. I think it's done. I'd have liked to see World Rugby include some of those countries and try and at least finance them enough money so that they can compete. I think most of these countries do want to compete. They just don't have the resources yet. But World Rugby is not doing much for them when I think they are supposed to be doing a bit more. So we'll see. But for now, I'll say goodbye. It's a lovely place here. Look at all these people. See you next time, boys.